Hey everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to click on this link and watch this video and join me today. Today I want to talk about my boy. When Nathaniel was 5 years old and he was still our foster child at the time, that Halloween he went trick-or-treating as one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I believe it was Raphael. And he loved that costume and he would wear it all the time, anywhere and everywhere. And so one day we were going to church on Sunday and he came to church with me at that time because my wife worked at a different church, and he wanted to wear the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costume. And I was like, hey buddy, not today. You can't wear a mask at church, okay? And off to church we went. We usually got to church super early and we would just hang out, turn on all the lights, turn on whatever needed to be turned on, and then we would just simply hang out, like throw the ball, toss the ball here and there, and just wait until people will come. And while we were messing around, a thought struck me. Don't we all wear some kind of mask to church? I remember the point in my life where I started resenting the church. I started noticing how awful people would treat my dad, the pastor of the church. And I saw the heavy expectations that the church laid upon not just my dad, but his family. And me being the oldest son, the expectations that the church placed upon me to be the model son, because if the pastor can't control his family, there's no way the pastor can control the church. And like, I couldn't wear this, I couldn't say that, I couldn't do this, I couldn't eat that, I couldn't watch that, I couldn't listen to that, I couldn't read that. And I got tired of seeing how people acted this way on Sunday and a completely different way Monday through Saturday. And then I heard the call to ministry. And I've always said that it's the pastor's kid who goes into ministry that is really crazy. Because we have seen, we have experienced, we have witnessed the things that our parents been through and the things that the church put our parents through. And yet we still follow the same path. So when I entered ministry, rather than being disillusioned by the double lives that people were leading, I began to sense the tragedy of the expectations that the church was putting on people, which forced them to lead the double lives that I resented growing up. I mean, don't we all carry some sense of guilt or shame? And yet when we come to church, instead of trying to find common ground and solidarity and solace and comfort in other people, we become more worried that someone would discover our shame, our secret, our past. And we're worried that we be met with judgment and condemnation and be declared a fraud. So we play charades. We wear masks and we hide our hurt and our shame and our guilt behind our Sunday best clothes. We wear smiles on that day to say to the world, all is good, but yet our hearts are breaking inside. Underneath all this exterior, some of us are barely hanging on, and we're afraid to let people know that we're barely hanging on at a church because we're afraid that instead of finding grace, we will find judgment and that people will turn their back on us. So we continue to wear masks to church. And we start thinking the grace that the church talks about, nah, that's not for me. It isn't powerful enough. It doesn't cover it enough for people like me and for the things that I've done. The idea that someone could live a perfect life, following the rules perfectly, having the 2.4 children, the cat and the dog, and living in a house that has a 2-car garage. Where does that idea of perfection come from? In fact, I don't think that's the kind of perfect that God is even searching for or looking for or desires. You see, more than perfect, God wants to make us whole. And the first step to wholeness is refusing to wear a mask in the presence of God. See, and the crazy thing is, we are never too far from God's redemption. No matter what you've done, no matter what you've said, no matter what you've experienced, the truth is, you are not too far from the reach of God. For nothing can separate us from the love of God that is in Jesus Christ. We have a God who relentlessly pursues us. We also have a God who relentlessly waits for us to turn around the corner. And when he sees us, instead of judging us, instead of condemning us, he runs towards us with arms open and says, welcome back, my son. Welcome back, my daughter. How much I've missed you. And yes, There are some broken people in the church who hurt others. Hurt people hurt people. But you'd be surprised about how many compassionate, loving, and grace-filled people you will encounter when you decide to stop wearing a mask. When you stop pretending and start being real. I have faith in the church. I have faith in humanity. That for every horror story that someone says about the church, that we can come up with 5 different uplifting and loving and grace-filled stories to counter them. I have faith in the people of the church, that there are more people who will open their arms and hearts to you rather than turn their nose up or turn their backs on you. And honestly, for like a month, I regretted not allowing Nathaniel to go to church dressed as a Ninja Turtle. Because back in my mind, I was thinking someone's gonna say, oh, well, why would the pastor let his son come to church dressed like this? Which was stupid because not a single person in the church would think that. That church loved Nathaniel. That when Nathaniel came to us as a foster child, he not only gained us as foster parents, he gained the entire St. Mark's United Methodist Church as a foster family. He wanted to express himself. He wanted to be himself. And I said to him, no, buddy, be someone else. Be a little bit more acceptable to the community. And for all the people who've heard that kind of message from the church, I deeply and wholeheartedly apologize on behalf of the people of Jesus Christ. That's the church being more afraid than being loving. It's not what the church is. It's not who God is. The truth is God loves us just the way we are, with all our scars and flaws and blemishes. And that love urges us towards the path of wholeness. Thank you so much for your time, my friends.
I love you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.